Alright guys, so I am here at the Victor Sunnyside Cemetery in Victor, Colorado. Super beautiful out. There are some clouds in the distance. There was a little bit of rain earlier today. And then this is some of the cemetery. But essentially I really wanted to walk through here. I hope you guys can see me. Yep, you can. Alright, so I really wanted to walk through here to just kind of give some of my impressions. I've been in this cemetery before, and it is very active, and actually the kids part of the cemetery, which is the part up here up front, is the most active. So I just thought that it would be really fun to go ahead and film this. A lot of the spirits here in Victor are very present, and if you've been kind of watching some of my videos in Victor already, then you're aware of, you know, my interpretations of them and everything, and why the community here is still very active, but I'll be going a little bit more into that. So yeah, we're going to be touring the cemetery. It's Saturday, June 17th. It's also a new moon, so I think it's just a really good time to do it. And I love this cemetery. It's out here in the mountains. It's really beautiful. And I'm out here all alone. It's a little bit windy and cold out, but we're going to go ahead and do this tour, so I might have to hop back into my car for some time. We will see. So let me flip this around. So real quick, I'll just kind of go over here and let's talk first about what's going on here. Okay, so this is Potter's Field. So basically these are like unmarked graves. And no one really knows what's going on and what happened and everything, and that is something really big that I picked up on before from this area, is that there's not a whole lot of like closure, unfortunately. That there's a lot of souls here who are just really still stuck in what happened to them when they died, or, you know, kind of in the process of them dying in their lives, and they get really stuck here. They get really sad. So it's really like this area right here is Potter's Field, so it's pretty big. You can see. And that's all the beautiful mines that Victor was founded on. So I think that's the Gold Camp mine up there. So this area right here is right next to the children's area, and the children's area is right back here. And so this area is really active to me. When I first came to this cemetery, and this was months and months ago, driving up, I could feel a lot of heaviness. And so right now, because I've been here before, and I've been in Victor for about 24 hours now, I'm a lot more like numb to it. Like I'm a little bit more desensitized, but I can definitely feel the heaviness. So for a lot of the people over here in this Potter's Field area, I'm hearing a lot of like screaming. There's definitely some people here who died in the fire. I'm picking that up. There's definitely some people who died from illness, and I might be picking up some of that too from the children, because I know that there's a lot of children who like died from a lot of illness. I think it was like TB consumption. And so let's see what else is going on here, what I'm picking up from these guys in Potter's Field. Okay. Does anyone want to connect with me? Does anyone want to convene with me? What's going on? Can you tell me a little bit about Potter's Field and why you never had your graves marked? What was the story with that? Okay, so there's a man coming through. I might try to turn this so that you guys can see me. So there's a man coming through. I hope that really stays up there. I really hope so. Okay, so there's a man coming through out here, and he's saying that he's kind of like the spokesperson for a lot of the people in this area, and he's basically saying like we didn't deserve it, like. And I'm definitely getting that he was a miner, because he's looking really dirty, like his rags and everything. He's very skinny. He's tall though. He's taller than me. I'm 5'10", and he's probably closer to like 6'3" to 6'5". He's pretty skinny, and he's basically saying like we didn't deserve it, like no one knew who we were, like we didn't need it at all. Okay. But so tell me more about this story, because you all deserved to have your graves marked. You all deserve that recognition, to have that peace. And I can tell you're not at peace. So can you tell me more about the men and the women and the children here in the unmarked graves, please? Okay, he's saying a lot of them came from really poor families, and that kind of was my impression when I first tapped into him, when he was talking about, you know, they don't deserve it, things like that. Oh my goodness, but this is so sad. He's saying people just forgot about us. It's just, it is what it is. Oh my goodness. Okay. Do you know, sir, if there's anyone here that wants to talk to me? Is there anyone here that in Pottersfield that I can help move on? I want to make sure this doesn't fall over. Okay. A lot of the people here aren't very active. There's definitely women, men, and children in here, though. There's a lot of more men, but there's definitely quite a few female figures, too. Is there anyone here that wants to talk to me? Does anyone have any messages for me? So there is a female figure coming through, and she's basically saying, like, you should get out while you can. And I'm getting the sense that I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So I'm going to come up here for a little bit. I think there's some more weather coming in. So she's basically saying, like, you should get out while you can. And I'm getting the impression that that's something that she wishes she could have done while she lived here, that she felt really stuck, that she felt really like, like she didn't belong anywhere else, like she couldn't go anywhere else, and that's really, really sad. And so she's still really stuck in that residual energy. And a lot of times spirits will get stuck in where they were at in life, or like their death, especially if it was a really traumatic and tragic death. And this is something I talk about a lot, residual energy. And so that's definitely what I'm getting. And she has children. I don't know where the children are, though. I feel like something really, really bad happened to her. Yeah, something really, really bad happened to her. I kind of want to move on just because of the weather and the wind that's going on. But I think I'm going to come back here, okay? Because I can tell she needs some help moving on. She definitely does. And I really like being able to help souls move on. It's honestly one of the most rewarding things for me. So yeah, I really, really like it. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this again. And so, okay, so something weird just happened with my camcorder. So I don't know what exactly it is. But just as I was about to walk into the graveyard here, and you can see it, it shut off. So I definitely think we're going to be experiencing some activity. And I'm actually going to pull out with an EMF radar that my friend Adrienne let me borrow for this trip. So this is an EMF meter, and this is basically going to help detect if there's any activity. So it'll be a nice way to kind of just add on to everything that I pick up on. And I don't know, is this on? It's kind of hard to tell in the light. Oh gosh. Okay, let's see here. lights on, but we'll see. There's definitely something really funky going on though. I can tell, like, the spirits here, they don't know how they feel about this. They're kind of like, okay, if you want to play with us, I guess you can. So we're walking into the children's area of the graveyard right now. And so this is actually the most active part of the graveyard for me that I've experienced. Okay, yeah, so this EMF meter is not working. Sorry, I was just messing with that for a second, and it was working last night. So I'm going to keep it handy on me just in case, but I have a really strong feeling that it's a lot of the children here that are messing with it, and that they messed with my camcorder as well. So you can see this goes back pretty far, and so the children's area is more like kind of over here. So there's some older grave sites over here. Like there's some people, you know, died more in the late 1970s, things like that. But they were here in the late 1800s. So a lot of these people were very, very important to the founding of Victor. And so based upon my first impressions, I'm definitely getting the sense that something doesn't want me here. Again, like I've kind of been saying, so I'm just going to kind of go based more on the things I'm feeling right now as I just walk through here. Okay, so I'm feeling a sensation, and let me flip this around. So I'm feeling a sensation like right in the back of my head, right in here. So to me, when I feel little pulls or sensations like that, that's always a sign that something wants to talk to me. And so I'm definitely getting it from back there. So let's see maybe if we can connect with something back there that wants to talk to me. Okay, so flipping around again. Okay, so let's try to narrow down who wants to talk to me. Okay, so, let's see here. I'm going to go just based on my feelings. So I'm kind of closing my eyes right now, and I'm trying to pick everything up. And I'm just trying to see if there's anyone that wants to connect with me. All right, what do you need to know? Why do you want to connect with me? What's going on? Okay, so it's a female figure, and this female figure is different from the one over in Potter's Field over there. And so she is very, very frantic. She's very, 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 very frantic. She's almost like hysterical and delusional. She's like crying, she's coming up to me, and she's like, you know, something is wrong, like you need to help me. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Why do I need to help you? Okay, so she can't find something. She's saying she can't find it. She can't find it. What can't you find? Okay, so I'm getting the sense of a little bit of like a hoarding situation, or like, I don't know, there was something with that, like she collected a lot of things in her life, and the image that she's showing me is like, she's searching for like a piece of jewelry, I want to say like heirloom jewelry, and she's trying to figure out like where it is and everything. But in her house, everything that she's showing me that like, you know, all these different piles of stuff, these different boxes, like definitely not organized, so a bit of a hoarding situation in my opinion. And she is just like very, very frantic. She's trying to find it, and this thing is really, really important to her, and she's not at peace because like I feel like she still like never found out where it was while she was living, And now that she's dead, it's just making it a lot worse, and she's like obsessing on it, and she like really wants it with her. It kind of reminds me of the Lord of the Rings ring, if I'm being completely honest, where it's like this obsession, like this fixation, like she needs it. And to me, honestly, that's kind of like a really good analogy, this female that's coming through, to the overall energy of Victor. The overall energy of Victor to me is it's not, I don't think greedy is necessarily the right word, but it's just like very, they were very caught up in that gold rush. They were very, very caught up in the physical things and everything that happened. And it definitely left its impression on people. And I think it made people very materialistic and very caught up on things. But then also when everything happened, you know, with the fire in the early 1900s, I think it really devastated a lot of people. So they're just trying to look for the scraps of anything that's left. So let's see if I can try to bring this woman some peace. Okay. So I'm just going to connect with her again. Okay. All right. I know you're very upset and distraught about not finding that item you're looking for. It's okay that you don't have it. You have your memories, you have your soul, you have your experiences here on earth. And there's always more for you. There's always more to find. And she's saying no, it's a big family thing. So she's very, very caught up in like her life still. She's very, very caught up in living her life still. She doesn't really fully register that she's like deceased all the way, because she just keeps, you know, coming back to me, and she's like, nope, you need to like go into this house and look for it and everything and find this thing. And she doesn't really want to move on. So sometimes when I'm dealing with a spirit like that, I just kind of have to let it go and let it be. You know, ideally, if I'm able to, I would like to help everyone move on, but I don't have like infinite time and energy to do so. And it seems like she's really, really stuck. But I want to try to help her close that loop out and to finish it. Okay. All right. So connecting with her again. Yes, I know you're very, very upset about everything. It's going to be okay, though. That item is exactly where it needs to be. You're exactly where you need to be. You can let it go. You will find many shiny new things again. I can tell that she is definitely coming back to Earth to reincarnate. She has a lot of lessons to still learn that she didn't learn from her lifetime. Here, her most recent one, so she's definitely going to be coming back to Earth. And I think she's going to kind of have a bit of a rude awakening when it comes to it. And I could see that it kind of, you know, would revolve around these themes, a bit of the, you know, the greed and the material items, and kind of just not being able to let go of things. Okay. All right, I'm going to at least just send her some healing energy. Just try to help her moving on a little bit. Okay, she is accepting and receiving the healing energy. It's just like when I try to reason and talk with her, that's when she kind of devolves and she gets really obsessed and fixated. So I'm just not going to even do that with her anymore. Okay, she's moving on. That's good, that's good. I can't tell exactly which gravesite it's coming from. I could if I went and like walked in there, but I don't really want to walk in there. It's also getting a little bit chilly and windy out, so I think I'm actually going to go back to my car and drive through, and we can finish up the tour that way. Alright guys, so I'm in my car. I'm really happy I decided to come back in here because it looks like there's some more weather coming in. I'm really cold and I'm getting over a sinus infection, so I do not need to be out in the cold anymore. But so I'll just kind of drive through, and then I might be kind of stopping out to, you know, look more at the graves and the grave sites and everything and talking about everything. But I think in the car might be a better way to do this tour for now. Unfortunately, it's been a really rainy and cold summer, and it gets a lot colder in the mountains here in Colorado, so it just kind of is what it is. And that wind is just very, very intense. And I think the car also has a lot better lighting. But so I actually did get the EMF meter working, so I think that's going to be really fun to kind of play with and to see what's going on with it. So I'll just go ahead and start driving into the cemetery, and we'll just see what's going on. And then I like this a lot better too, because then you guys will be able to see my reactions, and like I won't be having to juggle holding the camera and dealing with the technology and everything and trying to be a medium. So it'll just be good. Okay. All right, there we go. So, I am passing by right here on my right-hand side. This is the area that I was just connecting with that woman with. So, there, I was a little bit mistaken. So the kids area is a little bit further back. I kind of misremembered from the last time I was here. But I'll go ahead and show you guys where I'm at so you can see. So this is the area kind of where we were. It was kind of back there. And so I'm just gonna be kind of like driving through here and seeing what's going on. Okay. And then there's this area over here. So there we go. That is recording. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see here. What's going on? I'm gonna kind of stop every once in a while to just see. Okay, there's definitely stuff here that wants to talk to me. Okay, and our EMF meter is still pretty normal. Okay, all right. So the energy I'm picking up in here, let's see. Okay, again, I'm still getting that sensation in like the back of my head. And there's like stuff back there towards that front area where the spirits really want to talk to me. I kind of have a feeling it's that female I was just connecting with, because I can tell she's not fully moved on, even though a lot of the work that I did was kind of to help her move on. But like I said, I can tell that she was going to reincarnate on Earth again. So I don't know exactly how I'm able to tell. I wish I could put it down into a science. But like I can just, to me it's clear when someone hasn't learned their lessons. And I view reincarnation and karma, you know, two different things but very closely intertwined, as you know, being a really great way for us to learn our lessons. And then our karma is basically, you know, the things that we didn't learn, or you know, kind of our payback for being a mean or bad person in our previous lives. And so I can tell that she was still very stuck on a lot from that lifetime that she was showing me from her most recent life. And so I can tell that she's going to reincarnate, and that she's still very, very much earthbound. But I think she kind of went and talked to some of the other spirits over there, because there's a lot of people here. I've only been connecting with a handful. But there's still a lot of people here who haven't moved on at all. And that totally makes sense to me, especially in the cemetery of Victor. So I think she's kind of like, no, like you guys need to go talk to her. That's the impression I'm getting, is that it's not her again. Yes, she wants to talk to me again, but this is a lot bigger. And I'm getting like a sensation kind of back in here, and it's almost developing now into a little bit of a twitch. And so I get different sensations all throughout my head. And like the front of my head too, like my third eye, crown chakra area. And those are really clear indications to me of a spirit interacting with me, or, you know, something that's not even a human spirit, but just something on the other side. And so, you know, depending on the sensation and how intense it is and how it's coming through for me, I interpret it to be different things in terms of what is trying to be communicated and, you know, what it is that's contacting me as well. So it feels very much like a pull in that back area there, and it is developing a little bit into a twitch too. So that's quite interesting to me. But I can tell that over here on my left-hand side, there's definitely something else that wants to talk to me. And I'm looking at these graves and the dates. These are all still pretty new. Like, people, you know, kind of being born in the late 1800s, but passing, you know, within the last, like, 50 years or so. Okay. Oh, man, and that woman passed in 2020. So that's really, really new. Okay, but let's see. Okay. I think that this is kind of the part that's going on. Okay. There's a little grave right next to me. And it says mother and grandmother. And then there's a little separate cross with a different name. And so I'll show you guys. So that's it right there. And let me try to zoom in a little bit if I can figure this out. So yeah, I think those are the people that are trying to connect with me right now. Okay. All right, so let's host a little mediumship session in the car. I'm gonna put it into park too. Always a good idea. Alright, okay, my EMF meter is still pretty normal. So let's see here. Alright, what's going on? What messages do you have for me? Oh, okay. Okay, there's a lot of pain. Okay. I understand that there's a lot going on. I'm here to help you. Okay, so there's an older female figure coming through, and she's like, I can't believe this happened, and she's crying, and she's like, what's going on? I definitely getting the sense that there's, like, there's something that's not told with that grave marker, with that headstone. There's a story that's trying to be hid up and trying to be, like, covered up and everything. Sorry. Still a little bit sick. And so, yeah, I'm definitely getting the sense that there's a lot that happened with that death and with those things leading up to it. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on. Okay, so there's a male involved. And I can't tell if the male hurt her daughter or like physically or more so emotionally, because I am picking up a little bit, honestly, on some suicide themes. And the grandmother's just very overwhelmed. She's like I can't believe that happened. Like, how could that happen? You know, she's very, very upset with everything. She doesn't understand everything, and I can tell that she's very traditional. Yeah, she's very, very traditional. Like, just, she couldn't even fathom this. This feels like a really, really big family tragedy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of pain. Like, when I first tapped in, just my entire body got overwhelmed with a lot of pain. And there's a lot of anxiety about how she was going to be viewed then, because my left knee came up. And so the knees are very interesting. They usually are related to the 10th house. And so I, kind of side tangent, but so in a lot of my Reiki sessions or medical intuitive readings, usually there's an overlap, I kind of will go through the body and I'll interpret, you know, what's going on with the body and why there's certain issues in the body and what they mean when there's certain issues in the body and where they're located. And I tie that into astrology. And so the knees are related a lot to the 10th house, to Capricorn. So they're related a lot to those themes of the 10th house, to success, you know, achievement, fame, how society views you, to your business achievements, things like that. And so on the left side, I always interpret that as more of like an emotional distress, like an emotional kind of, I'm trying to think of the right word. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. Like an emotional fear or concern over how things will be perceived. Not necessarily so much like your physical status, like your physical achievements, but more so like being judged. There's a lot of fear of judgment here, a lot of fear of criticism. Okay. This is really sad. And she's kind of expressing more to me now that I'm tapping back into her, that she's very anxious. She's like, what will people think? What will people do? There's a lot that's hidden with that gravesite, and they tried to make it really nice and pretty, I feel like, and they tried to really, you know, hide it from what actually really happened, and I feel like no one really knows the full story. I feel like that literally, like, got taken to the grave. It's really sad. But let's try to clear up some of that residual energy, okay? And the daughter is really not coming through a ton, and that's okay. So I'm just connecting with her, kind of doing this silently. If I'm being a little bit quieter, it is because everything is kind of catching up with me. Like, you know, getting over my physical sickness, but then also more than anything, like being in the town of Victor, being in this cemetery in particular, like I feel like this, like just heaviness, this overwhelming heaviness going on. Like I can't be here for very long in this cemetery, so I might have to kind of come back a few times, I think. Yeah, like I feel a lot of like tiredness and drowsiness kicking in, like just a lot of heaviness. Okay. All right, it's okay. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I'm very, very sorry for your tragedy. You didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that. You know that. There's no need to fear what others are going to think about you. It's about what you think about you. It's about what type of person you've been on Earth, how you've treated other people. Oh my goodness. Oh, she's trying to come into my body. Oh, that's also part of the heaviness I'm experiencing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. No, you cannot come into my body right now. I'm not in this space to do that, and you know that. Yeah, she really, she's trying to kind of distract me. Like, she's, very much, kind of like the typical busy mother that I would think of. Very, kind of old school, traditional, conservative mother archetype. She's trying to, almost, fix me and come into my body and help me, but I don't think she's realizing that she's also, bringing all of her baggage and her stuff. So, yeah, no. She's trying to help me now, but she's also trying to avoid her own healing. Sorry, guys. By being okay, stop talking about me. Let's talk about you. Let me come into your body and, give you, a warm hug. That's essentially, what she's trying to do. She's trying to give me, a warm, energetic hug. And I appreciate it. I really, really do. I appreciate you, but this is about you, not about me. It's time for you to move on, and you know it. Okay. Okay. She's kind of reminding me of that, hoarder lady I was tapping into not too long ago. The little ring lady. Kind of, the Lord of the Rings ring. That's really what she reminds me of. But, yeah, she's getting very active in her talking. She doesn't even want to, tap into everything with her daughter anymore. But she was really, really there. She was very emotionally present for a second. And I'm really happy she was. I felt like she really needed that. And, she never really got that opportunity to grieve and, to deal with everything. And that's so important, as humans, we really need that space to be able to do all of that. Okay. So I'm just trying to tap back into her again, trying to tap back in and get her to that place. There's just a lot of heaviness here. She doesn't really want to get back into that space. It's I kind of just lost her. And I feel like that's kind of what happened to her energy, is she just kind of got lost. And all of this really active energy here and everyone else's energy, and just she got lost with taking care of other people, ignoring herself. This is really, really sad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fully help her move on, unfortunately. Very, very sad. But I also kind of want to move because this heaviness is really getting to me, so I need to change it up. I need to do something. It's like I need a coffee or something. So, thank you for connecting with me. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be moving on now. Okay. So going into a little bit of a different area. So this is kind of the like army area of the cemetery now on my left-hand side. And then this area, we're getting a little bit older. So this is more like people who kind of died shortly after the fire, like 1920s, 1930s, things like that. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting activity that I picked up in this area of the cemetery where there was a lot of like military personnel, things like that. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so they definitely interact and they talk to each other, so that's fun. I'm happy that they can bond over that. But there is a lot there for some of the men in particular. Not all of them. Some have definitely moved on more. But there's definitely some men there that just are very, very stuck. Very, very, very stuck. Kind of living in that like extended fight or flight or PTSD response, unfortunately. Okay. And then I think I'm coming up on some children's graves right here. Okay, so we're getting a little bit into some older graves too. Yep. Yeah, these are definitely some children's graves. And oh my goodness, do I feel it? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, okay. Whew. Sorry. I feel really, really sick. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me try to deal with this. I'm almost tempted to, like, leave the graveyard right now. There's a lot here. Like, I want to, like, throw up, honestly. And sometimes I do get this way when I'm really tapping into something very heavy. There's a lot here, though. Okay, let me go ahead and show you this for reference. So, this is the area I'm talking about right here. And so there's quite a few children's graves in here. So, I can see one out of my window. Baby boy Ashton, September 1959. So not super old. Definitely not as old as the town of Victor. And I know that there's some older children's graves in here too. But in this little area that I showed you, like this little fenced in area, there's a lot of tragedy. There's a lot of tragedy. This is really sad. I'm trying to see a little bit more what's going on. Looking at some of the graves. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Why am I feeling so sick? Who's trying to connect with me? Tell me the energy of what's going on. Tell me the backstory. So there were a lot of people here in this particular area of like this little metal fence that I just showed you guys, that they died from like a lot of weird sickness. I don't know exactly when the fire was, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, but I feel like it was the earlier 1900s, not the 1920s. But I'm gonna see if I actually, oh, I do have service. I do. I'm surprised by that. Okay. So let's see. I am able to pull some stuff up on the internet. Okay. So just... Okay, so there was a small fire in 1899, and they're actually saying that this is from coloradoencyclopedia.org, just so you know. So they're saying that a local prostitute was washing a gown in kerosene in the red light district, and she dropped a cigarette in the wash pan and it started a fire. But it was only just for a few blocks. 12 blocks of the business district, and approximately 200 other buildings were burned. But then it's saying that they like rebuilt everything, and they brought in an architect and everything. Okay. Oh man. So yeah, I think that's the fire. It was around the earlier 1900s, like the turn of the century. So I thought so. I didn't think it was like 1920s or anything like that. Okay. So yeah, but I was picking up like there's a lot of weird stuff that was happening with the people who are in this area of the graveyard. Feels just like a lot of sadness, like a lot of loss, a lot of like distraught. And I'm kind of picking up on that classic like partying, gambling vibe that I get from Victor. Yeah. And let's see, where was I before the fire? Okay. I know I was feeling really sick, and I was not feeling good. Let's see, let's try to connect with some of the spirits there. Okay, so there's definitely some young men over here who died from some mining activities. And I think that might have been some of the sickness I was picking up, because I'm getting like a coughing, kind of like the coughing associated with, you know, breathing in the harmful chemicals. I forget exactly what it is. But then also I know there was a part of the coughing that's more like that TB consumption aspect too. But let's see what's going on over there. Why is that energy so intense and so heavy? Okay. Yeah, there's like just like a lot of weird sickness. There's stuff that happened here. And I think that someone was definitely killed, because I keep getting like this like drop in my stomach, and then like I'm getting the sensation of like blood coming out of my mouth. Like I'm choking on my own blood. Not a fun sensation at all. And like I'm honestly getting pretty overwhelmed by all the energy here, so I think I might need to turn around or just kind of postpone for now, or maybe take a little bit of a break and then come back, because there's just like so much heaviness, and like it's like I'm so tired because of it. I'm so tired, and I just like feel it in my body. Like literally my body's inflammation response is like way through the roof. Like I can tell like all my joints are more inflamed and everything. So yeah, it's interesting to see how mediumship affects people. Okay, and then that makes sense. Over here on this side, there's a lot of unmarked graves, but there's a lot of people that are older. Like they died more towards the turn of the century. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh my goodness. It just like, it keeps getting worse. I'm getting like this sensation in my throat now, and it's like it's like this like energetic wave is like coming into me, and like I feel it like going down into my throat and then into my stomach, and it's just like, it's like an energetic blob like trying to come into me. So I can tell that there's a lot of spirits here that are literally like trying to come into my body. Yeah, oh my goodness. Okay, so let me just, I don't know if I'm going to try to connect with anyone super intensely like I have been, because I think I'm getting really distracted by just like all this stuff here, and it's really taking a toll on me. So let's see. Okay, again, more of that sick feeling. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, this is very, very intense. Very, very intense. Like I can't stay here long at all. Let's see what else is going on though. I'm driving. I keep driving further down. There's all like these little cages and everything going on. And I think I'm just gonna end up walking through and taking a video so I don't have to constantly flip my camera around for you guys. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's a really, really sad one. Someone, you were supposed to live a lot longer than you did. Oh my goodness. Oh, everyone's trying to connect with me. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm making a ton of sense, honestly. I'm just kind of trying to deal with all the energy right here. So the further I'm going into here, the closer I'm getting to deaths around the turn of the century. And then there's some more children coming up too. Yes. Oh my goodness, there's a little 2-year-old right there. Oh my goodness. Oh, she's so sick, and she's running up to me, and she wants a hug, but oh my goodness, that's so sad. So sad. It's like her mother didn't want to like touch her even, like she knew she was sick. Oh my goodness. That poor child. Oh my goodness, I want to cry. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, okay. I need to help her move on. This is not good. Okay. So, I'll go ahead and show you which one. I know I just said I'm not going to try to connect with anyone, but I can't help myself. So, I'm connecting with this young woman here, well, toddler, Selma Peterson, 1903 to 1905. Okay. And this is where I'm at, so I'm a lot further into the graveyard now. So, let's connect with little Miss Selma. So she got really sick, and I feel it coming up in my chest. So again, I think more that TB consumption, and that's kind of what I was getting from her. And it's difficult to be able to kind of differentiate like my own stuff from spirit stuff. But I will say that spirit stuff can kind of aggravate my own physical stuff, or can make me feel things that aren't mine. So it's a lot easier to differentiate, like when I don't have a sinus infection or cough or something going on. But let's see what's going on with Miss Selma here. Okay, all right, we need to help her move on. Okay, she definitely needs like a mom in her life. So I'm going to go in and end up being her spiritual mom. I can tell too that her mom was like very overwhelmed, and like she had a lot of kids. I feel like she was really young, and she just like did not have the emotional capacity to deal with everything. And then especially when her daughter got sick, so I'm getting this sense like she did care for her, but there was an aspect of neglect and abandonment, which is really, really sad. Very sad. Okay, all right. So we're not gonna really deal so much with the mom, because they didn't really have a strong connection, especially with her being only 2 years old. Like, yes, every baby knows who their mom is, but there wasn't really a super close bond. And a lot of that was from the mother's end, unfortunately. So I'm going to basically step in and be like her spiritual mother to help her move on. Okay, so I know like I'm here, but again, I'm going out of my body to like connect with her, to interact with her. Okay. All right. I know you're sick. I know you just want a hug. I know you just want a mom. It's okay. I'm going to take you. We're going to walk together. And you can leave this place. You don't need to stay here anymore, Selma. It's time to move on. And I can't tell if she is going to reincarnate or not, honestly. I really can't. For some people it's very clear, for others it's not. So let's see. Okay. Yes, that's it. You can take my hand. You're so cute. Oh my goodness. She's like running up to me. She's like so tiny. And she really, really just wanted a hug. She's presenting herself as like a little blonde. Okay, yes. Yes. You can take my hand. I'm going to pick you up now. Yes. You're safe. You're always protected. You're always loved. And I'm going to help you move on. You don't need to stay here anymore. This place isn't for you. Oh. so funny. She wants me to come with her. She's like, no, like I need you to come with me. She wants that companionship, she wants a mom. She wants someone to hold her and to love her and take care of her. Oh my goodness. It's okay. I'm not gonna go with you. But you are going to meet your spiritual mother on the other side. You're going to be taken care of. It's okay. You just gotta take that step over, but I can't go with you right now. She doesn't really understand that. I'm getting the sense I need to connect with someone. I need to connect with a female who can actually come through, who's on the other side to take her, and kind of go through like a portal, essentially. Okay. I'm gonna try to tap into the mother that I reunited with her lost son at near by the Victor Hotel last night, and that video is on my Facebook. And so I'm gonna try to tap into that woman's energy again to kind of call upon her, because I know that she will really take in another child really nicely. But I need someone who can walk the other side with her, because I can't. I'm not on the other side. Okay. All right. So I'm going to try to connect with her. So that woman and her son, they were on the street right next to the Victor Hotel is where I kind of saw her wandering around. So I'm going to kind of have to tap in over there and bring her back in over here. But I did help them move on. So they're kind of in a bit of a different space. So I need to extend myself energetically into quite a few different places right now. Okay, I'm going to call upon you. I know that I reunited you with your son last night. I'm so happy I could. But I need your help to take this young girl onto the other side with you and your son, and to be a mother for her, to walk over the path with her. And she's like, yeah, of course. I thought she would, but I needed to check in with her first. Okay. All right. Oh, she is just taking this over. I don't even need to facilitate this. This is awesome. Okay, so she's coming down. I can see her connecting with Selma here. Okay. There you go. I know, Selma. I know. You need to let go of my hand, though, so you can take hers. She's going to help you onto the other side. I've come as far as I can, and I'm sorry I can't go further with you, but it's not my time. And Selma's still having a hard time. She really, really wants me. I feel like I'm the first person who's truly connected with her and given her what she needs. She's been searching for that mother figure for 120 years. And that's so sad, but I'm really happy I can help her move on. Okay. Oh, yes, yes. You can take her hand. Thank you for letting me hold yours. Thank you for letting me connect with you. You're safe with her. You are loved by her. She's going to be your spiritual mother now. Okay. And you two can go together. Walk this path together. Okay, I'm giving her like one last hug. Oh, she's so, so sweet. Okay, and I'm sending them on their way. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay, all right, they're crossing over together now. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just shocked at some things like this, like that I get to experience. I love it. Oh my goodness. I want to cry. I am tearing up a little bit. Wow. Okay, that was very, very profound. Very, very cool experience. So I'm very happy I did that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. I feel a lot lighter though. Like I feel like this area is lighter, and that helped a lot. Okay. I'm gonna see maybe what else I can pick up. My energy is definitely dwindling though. Okay. All right. There's someone here. There's someone here. Okay, what's going on? Okay, someone was killed over here. Oh my goodness. Like someone was like stabbed. It's a man, a young man coming through. Wow. I really wish I could be outside and filming this. I think that it would be a lot cooler for everyone to see, but it's way too cold and windy out for that. Side note. But this young man, he's still very upset. He's still very distraught. Like, he wants his vengeance. He wants his revenge on everyone and everything. And he's like stuck in that still. Very, very, very stuck. And he's very mad at everything that was taken away from him, understandably, because he was killed when he was young. And I feel like he either had kids, like young kids, or he was expecting, or like he wanted them. Like there's something coming up with the family there and children. Yeah, that's a big theme that's coming up for him. Okay, let's see. Let's try to connect just a little bit more. Okay, so he's very angry. He's like, no, like they deserve XYZ, like like you know what they did and they weren't held accountable. So it's gonna be hard to reason with him. And he's just full of so much anger. Like it's overwhelming to me, the amount of anger that he's filled with. Okay. I know that what happened to you wasn't right. It wasn't okay. You didn't deserve it. But you're still letting them have power over you, even in death. It's time to move on. And you know it. You deserve it. Go be with your loved ones on the other side. It's okay. It's a lot to calm him down. Definitely. Like, I have to just like sit and hold space and just deal with him kind of venting to me about how like pissed off he is over the situation. Okay. This is a big thing that's coming up with him. And like his family, like his ancestry, like his energetic ties to everyone I'm getting, like this is like a big thing. Like he's like meant to break this cycle. But he hasn't yet. So it's like it's left like everyone kind of like in this weird state. That he was meant to break that cycle. But it's like impacting like any living relatives now. And it's impacting anyone even on the other side. Like there's no peace or harmony amongst his family. They're like in this weird limbo. Okay. All right. Sorry, the heaviness is really getting to me. Like, I think I need to go after connecting with him and finishing up with him. Okay. Right. You know your job. You know you have a very heavy role, a very important role. It's time to step up into that. You don't need to fight it anymore. You don't need to be afraid of your responsibility and the power that comes with it. And vice versa. And he's afraid of it. He's been running from it. There's like this thing with his family, like bad luck, or like they get screwed over and like he's meant to fix it. Okay. All right, so let's fix it. The best revenge you can get on the person who killed you is to move on and to be happy and peaceful. And you need to reclaim your power. Yeah, there's a lot of themes of that coming up for him. Reclaiming his power. Reclaiming his energy. Yeah. He is afraid of stepping up. And he knows it. He was aware of this in his lifetime too. But it's okay. It's okay to know your power and to know who you are. And I say that to everyone watching too. I think a lot of people struggle with that and deal with that. Yeah. But you can do it. I believe in you. You've got this. Take back your power. Take back your energy. Move on. You know you're meant to do better things on the other side. You don't need to stay here anymore. It's a waste of your energy. It's a waste of your time. And your energy is too valuable to be doing that in death, to be stuck in this resentment, to be stuck in this anger. He's like, yeah, I know you're right. But he still has a hard time doing it. Okay. Let's do it together then. I'll walk you up to the other side, and I know you can take that leap. And he's like, okay, I can do that. Okay, so we're walking up together. This is good. And he's really excited to see everyone. Now that he's able to kind of shift out of that mindset, out of that anger and everything that he's been caught on, now he's able to see, like, oh wait, like, there are actually some benefits to me being on the other side. Like, it's not such an angry, upset place it needs, like it once was for him. Like, the people that he, loved and cared about are on the other side now too. But he was just so caught up in the anger. It was like like blinders to him. Like, he couldn't really see it or understand it or anything. Wow. It's crazy what anger will do to people. Okay. All right. You see your family on the other side? Yeah, I see them too. Go get them. Go be with them. You deserve to be happy. Okay, saying thank you, and he's giving me a hug. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, and he walked over. All right, so he has moved on. That's good. That was very, very cool. I like that one. Yeah. So there's definitely a lot of spirits here that need help moving on. So I've already helped like 3 in my time in Victor thus far, like in 24 hours. So that young man, Selma, and then the young woman last night at the Victor Hotel that I called upon to help with Selma. So I can tell that there's definitely a lot more spirits here that need my help, but I am a bit at my energetic capacity right now. So I might be able to come back later and film, because I definitely want to go through the rest of this cemetery. And then hopefully tomorrow it's a little bit nicer out, so I can actually film and walk through everything. So whatever happens, happens, but I'm sure that you guys will see all the video footage anyway. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all later.